that is one thing that I wish I knew. I wish I knew that, man, this process was just going to be a grind. It was going to be a marathon to really try and get into. What's up, fam? Welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. My name is Phil Sarpon. This is Phil's Guide to PsyD. This channel is dedicated to all things clinical psychology. If you're interested in psychology, wellness, even if you want a little bit of a sneak preview into what grad school might look like for you, then this is the channel for you. So today, super excited. We're gonna be talking about what I wish I knew before going into grad school. I'm gonna give you guys some of the top 3 things that I've learned, especially in my second year as a clinical psychology doctoral student. So starting off, number 1 for me, the thing that I wish I knew is that I wish I knew that imposter syndrome doesn't really go away. And this might be different for other people, but I feel like initially when I first started clinical psychology school, there were so many new things that I was learning. There were so many different things that were being introduced to me for the first time. And it felt very quickly to be kind of overwhelming. And it kind of felt like, man, am I really cut for this? Can I really do this? Are there other people that are better at this than I am, right? There's all of these insecurities, there's all of these doubts that kind of start playing in your mind about whether or not you are proficient and adequate at what you're doing. And honestly, the answer to that is that no, you're not. And that's why you are in school, to learn all of the things that you have to learn in order to become actually a good therapist or a good psychologist. And so for me, I felt like, man, okay, imposter syndrome will start off really heavy in the beginning and it'll kind of just wax away. It'll kind of go away over time. But honestly, for me at least, it really doesn't, because you constantly are learning new things. Like even after my first year, it's like, okay, great, first year is done, but now there's second year and there's all these new classes. And so for me, it was more so of shifting my thinking from initially thinking that, okay, imposter syndrome is gonna go away, and really just focusing on like, well, I'm just gonna be a blank slate for this semester. I'm just going to be someone that can just absorb as much information as I can and learn as much information as I can, and really try my hardest not to compare myself to anybody else. I'm in my own lane. I'm competing against me. And that is so difficult to do within anything in life, whether it's a job or a relationship or whatever it is. It's easy to think of yourself from that imposter syndrome negative type of thinking. But that is something that I wish I knew going into grad school, that, you know, honestly, constantly being on your toes, it's like once you just get used to something, you're always going to get pushed into something new and something different. And so it's going to be one of those things where you don't really get used to all of the changes, but in some ways you do get stronger, you do get more confident, because you realize that, okay, I've kind of done this before. And I think that's something that I've tried to go back to, is that even though it's going to be a new year for me, or a new semester, or a new clinical practicum, or a new thing that I have to study, it's like, okay, well, I can go back into my first year, I can go back into my first semester and tell myself, well, even though this is new, in some ways I've already done this before. I've already tackled on something new and conquered it, and kind of learned from it and grown from it. And so even though this is new, and even though this is something that I've never done before, I can still do really well, because I have the confidence of what I've did, or what I did in the beginning. And so hopefully that's encouraging. I know that's something that's honestly a lot of people kind of struggle with this sort of imposter syndrome of like, will it ever go away, or will I ever actually get to feeling really confident about what I'm doing? And honestly, sometimes it doesn't, or sometimes there's days where it does go away and there's days where it doesn't go away. And so trying to kind of wrestle with that and kind of be okay with the tension is something that I've been trying to get better at. Number 2, the next thing that I wish I knew before starting grad school is that I wish I knew how much of a lengthy process writing a dissertation is. Now, I've done videos before in the past about dissertation stuff, and honestly, guys, it is so much. I don't know how it is in other programs, but I think just in general, just from asking different students who are in different programs about their dissertation process, the dissertation process is just a lengthy process. And sometimes it can be annoying. It can just be a lot. There's just a lot you have to think about. There's a lot of different steps. You hopefully want to pick the right research topic, and you also hopefully are matched with a good faculty member that can help you through the process. But even if those two things are good, the process is still kind of lengthy and difficult to maneuver sometimes. And so that is one thing that I wish I knew. I wish I knew that, man, this process was just going to be a grind. It was going to be a marathon to really try and get into. So I don't want to deter anyone from, if you're going to grad school and you're excited about your dissertation, hopefully you should stay excited about your dissertation. Hopefully you should get ready for your dissertation as much as you can. But it is a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna try and sugarcoat it or anything like that. It is, at least for me in this program, it can be a lot. Number 3, the next thing that I wish I knew before starting grad school was that I wish I knew how important it was gonna be to honestly pick really good mentors for me as I go through the program. And not even that, not even faculty members, but just mentors in general that can help me maneuver through the process. And I'm thankful that I actually have been able to find some good mentors, but it can be tricky sometimes, vibing with different faculty members and different personalities and stuff like that. The other thing is, vibing with different classmates and cohort mates and having a good solid friend group that I can always go to and stuff like that. And so I knew kind of that it was going to be important before I started, but I did not realize how important it was going to be once I actually got into the program and I actually started going through the semesters. And so hopefully take that as a note of encouragement. If you are going into clinical psychology school, definitely think about some of your social circles that you want to surround yourself with as you go into your program, different faculty members, different students, different just friendships in general to help buffer you in terms of all the stress and all the negativity that could happen. Not saying that it's going to happen, I'm just saying that you want to be taken care of. And so that is definitely something that I wish I knew beforehand, and realizing how crucial relationships were in the program. All right, so if you are already in grad school and you have some things that you wish you also knew before starting grad school, definitely put it down in the comment section below. I'm sure the community would love to see other people's perspectives and views on this topic. If you haven't already, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Hope you guys are doing well. I will see you guys in the next video. All right, take care.